Sweet, yes, it's working. We're live. Hey there, welcome back, guys. We're live. You managed to fix our stream by deleting the app, logging in, logging out. That's what we did the other day, and I was keeping my fingers crossed because yesterday that's what I had to do. And then sometimes that happens, and you got to delete your key, all keys. Delete all of your keys. Looks like the time's up. Show's over. You heard the bell. All right, and we'll see you all next time. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So basically, that's what we had to do to. Oh wow, what's that? A little something there. A little schmut. Who's that? Oh, Swedish Forge. What's up? Yo, I didn't hear no bells. Hey, look, the streams are working. We're live. We're cool. Yeah. So you've Swedish Forge. This video today, or most of our 3D videos, are thanks to Swedish Forge. Check out his channel. He does 3D prints, live streaming. It's like the real McCoy, the real thing. 3D printing novice who's helped us out with many solutions, and then we just turn those solutions into other videos. And now we have Brian too. Brian's Labs. He's an engineer, and he tells us how to do our electronics right. And then we also have Mark Bay, which is cool too, and Ken, and everyone else. But then again, thank you again, Swedish Forge, for this video. Hopefully, nice, the meter shut off, but yesterday it wasn't working. Hopefully we'll be able to finish some of Donkey Kong today, but if not, we'll definitely finish him next time. We're going to print some of his lettering once we get the, once we put the primer on Donkey Kong. We're going to print his little logos / words, which are saved. We had printed it before, but we gave it all to Bob. Bob, I wonder if Bob's here, but Bob, yeah, we sent out some little trinkets or whatever they call it to Bob because he broke the last print, so we had to print some more stuff for him, which is fine. We don't mind. The channel pays for that. But moving forward, we will have some giveaways that you will pay for. Basically, the shipping is you just pay the shipping. Unfortunately, here in the U.S., but don't worry, Swedish Forge, we'll send you something soon, the way we did the last time, because that's our way of saying thank you. And that's pretty much it. So, and then next week we're going to build the radio. Now that we got all the kinks out of the way for the promotion thing that was sent to us, it's somewhere over there, our new parts tester. And that is it. Just little me, Lou. Just no, very more than. Oh, speaking of little me, he actually finished painting Spider-Man. Let's see if he sent it to us. Sweet. We'll share it with you. His masterpiece. I still don't know. You should get rid of some of the stuff though. Like I have to, like what I do on the channel, like just do the giveaways. I wouldn't recommend doing a giveaway, but someone's gotta want that Spider-Man to put on their wall. What was the name of the app? WhatsApp. And then we'll go here. No, I don't see it. Oh, here we go. Oh my God. Wow. That's what I wish to do with the Donkey Kong eyes. Like to make. I have white. I think we'll have to look Donkey Kong up. Wow, this is amazing, man. Holy shit. Hold on, I'm gonna save it, and then we'll share with you guys. How did you get him to stick on the wall? Or is that the floor? And then you have took a picture like that. Wow, like what where, like, do you put anchors in? I have, if you know me, I can't do sheetrock. I can do sheetrock, because I just did a repair, but to drill holes, that's the tricky part, because you gotta what I do is I drill a hole. Nope, no stud. Drill a hole. No, I keep drilling until I can find a stud, but you can see that. Oh wait, I see some holes on the side. Yeah, it looks like he pulled a Louis, unless And then finally, because the stud finder doesn't work, I don't know, I just can't do it with the stud finder. And then I just spackle it, cover up the holes with the Drydex. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, we got more pictures. Okay, here on the wall. Oh my God. All right, first I'm going to show you guys the before. You'll be like, oh, that's so. It's not. It's like, what's that black stuff on his leg? But this is freaking awesome. Wow. Oh my God. And he's at your house, like just there, hanging around, when you bring company over. You're like, come to my place. So that they come and they see these, the X-23. They see Spider-Man on the wall, or That is so wild. That's freaking insane, man. Hold on. That's a lot of time, though. Like, how did you paint him? I guess you didn't paint him on the wall, right? Like, how did you paint him without getting paint on the walls? I guess you put it, like, oh, maybe the cardboard around. Hold on 1 second. Just gotta send it to here. That's weird. I hate when this doesn't work. Well, there we go. That's okay because I have WhatsApp on my desktop too, so I can always do that. Wow. 1 moment, please. And then we'll do save it. We're going to save all three so you can, oh, I wonder if I could share. Oh, there we go. Then I don't have to send from here to there. I can just do directly. And then I'll do this one. Share. And then just send it to my computer. Oh, nice, it just came in. And I want to do the other one, the finished product. It's a lot of time, man. And then we'll... Interesting, you can only share if you tap on it. The share option comes up on the phone. Alright, here we go. Sweet. Alright, so we're going to share the screen. Wow, this is amazing, man. I don't know how the fuck you did it. That's a lot of patience, too. Because the detail, the lines, the web slinger. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's do that one. This is the first one. Look at that. Oh, so he did pull a Louis. Look, you have a hole there, hole there, a hole there, hole there, and a hole there. That's what I usually do when I try to find the studs. That is pretty wild. And then you have right here, making sure you do your laundry. Is that your laundry? You gotta do your laundry, man. Alright, so let's see. And then, this is what I saw. Look at that. You put plastic over his legs. Oh, so the paint wouldn't spread. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow, that is freaking wild. And just remember, even though this video might get like 23 views or 100 views, we're going to turn this live stream into a short so we get lots of views. So don't worry about it. We got you covered, Swedish Forge, for that exposure. Wow, that is wild. And now, the finished product. Let's check it out. Look at that. Whole, sort of. I think the web on his chest has to be done. But that's going to take a lot of detail, man. Wow, that is amazing. Because you got to paint it slowly. You just can't be like, oh, I'll just paint. Reminds me of the sign I have to paint outside. So when I'm painting my sign outside, I'm going to be thinking of you because I'm going to have to like put details, painter's tape everywhere. But I'm like, you got it worse. Wow. And this is what I want to do with Donkey Kong eyes. I want to make them white in the inside and then like put a little black dot in the middle. We have to look to see what he looks like on a caricature. And that's it. Wow, that is freaking amazing, man. Thank you for sharing that. I have a little more to paint, not quite finished. He's in my bedroom, hanging on the wall and drying. Wow. Spider-Man is a big print, not like your Donkey Kong. Yeah, I know. I like small prints, but send us that Spider-Man when we're done with everything because I want to see if he can be printed because I don't like big prints. I love the prints that he sends us, but I don't know because I don't have a lot of space, you know? And then so I want, if we can, Donkey Kong was originally supposed to be big. So if we can get Donkey Kong, if we can get the Spider-Man STL file, maybe he can be scaled down and we can put him, I don't know, probably take like a month for us to paint him, but maybe we can put Spider-Man. Well, I don't know how that happened. Right here. So if we can scale him down, I think the new home for Spider-Man will be right there. Yeah, or, hold on, one moment please. Right here. Then we have the option to scale them up a little bit bigger. And I don't think there's a stud there, but that's okay. That's the least of my worries. Because if you saw my last video, holes in the wall are not a problem. You just gotta, getting it to match. But yeah, Spider-Man is a big print, not like your. Yeah, I know it's big, but we can scale him down, make him smaller, and then I think I don't know which print I'm gonna print again, but I might print the Donkey Kong or one of the miniatures, one of the Warhammers when they send us the electric blade thingy. All right, so without any further ado, let's get started. We got work to do, man. Fun is over. This is Donkey Kong. It's been a while since we've painted. I'm just gonna move everything out of the way. Unfortunately, we cannot fly tomorrow. We're gonna fly inside. Here, I'll share with you guys that are here that might be looking forward to that flight. TFR.gov. And then we go here. Select your state, New Jersey. All right. And then now, new one? Are you shitting me? That wasn't here yesterday. It didn't say new. And if you followed me yesterday, I did a live flight, and I always check. But I'm thinking of making another video on how to fly your drone in the TFR, because literally, I went, I did my flight, as you saw, and, I showed everyone that, hey, this is, we're good to go. And I checked here, and then all of a sudden, I went to Home Depot to get something, and I was like, oh, I need something, and I was looking at my car. I was like, oh wow, that's so cool. That'd be a cool place to fly. And all of a sudden, I said, let me check to see, maybe I'll come back. So I opened my phone, because I always check before, so I want to run home, get my stuff, and then find out I can't go. And then I open up my phone, I'm like, oh shit, I was just in the sky, and the TFR, boom, appeared. I was like, damn it. So I'm thinking of making another video to show people, like, check for TFR every hour. So because the Before You Fly app gives you an hour, right? But if I had gone an hour and 30 minutes, shit would have been like, and it didn't give any notices or anything, which is really wild. Hold on one second. Let's go. We'll share it here so that you guys can see. But we'll just fly it. We'll fly it indoors. Hold on. REF. Where's reflector? Oh, REF reflector 4, but not 5. We still have the Osmos. Where is it? Action 6. I haven't done that one yet. We'll do an unboxing maybe next week or by Christmas. You know me, I don't rush to unbox the stuff I get 05. But I'm hoping that it's not going to be whitewashed and stuff, over saturated, which a lot of people have shared and said. So if we go here, Samsung Me, and then go to side view. Well, this one's easy because you just do portrait. Force portrait. And if we go here, bring that down some so the Instagram folks can see. Oh, looks like we got chat on the Instagram people. Hey, welcome to for the portrait mode. Portrait mode, YouTube only prioritizes the landscape mode. So unfortunately, I will be there in a second to give you guys a shout out. Hold on in the waiting room. And it'd be nice if they gave us both, but they only give us one. So let's see. We have TFR or Airware. And when we open it, wait for it, it's FAA approved. See, look at that, crazy, like all within a couple of hours. And then it starts in 3 days, starts in 1 day. He just moved back to New York. He's from New York. He just moved, but then again, I don't think anybody wants to be in New York now, especially with the new mayor. Yeah, it's a bummer. So we're going to fly inside, but the thumbnail says how to fly your drone in the rain. I could see all the Karens showing up. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. We got a surprise for you. We're not. It's the AI did the thumbnail, not me. But I was like, it's good for business. Good. It's like a bait click kind of thing, right? People be like, hey, it said how to fly the drone in the rain. We got a couple comments like that. All right. So knowing that, moving forward, it's a little bit of a bummer. But let's go to the channel, right? And, I could just have it bookmarked, right? And see the Instagram format people. And I can just stop this because I don't need to, but I will have to. We will have to open it up, and to print the logos from the Donkey Kong. All right, let's see. That one's Lance Portrait. And
45 face in one click.
See, I gotta watch ads too. I'm not excluded, so don't feel bad. And I don't feel bad for you because, oh no, it looked like there were comments in there. It's so weird. It shows over here, but I don't see it. It is what it is. Anyway, now let's start our painting. Wow, that is so wild. Did you see that Spider-Man? That is insane. Only because I know it was not like overnight, like hours, but it's a tedious process. I don't know, I admire the patience, man, because, and remember, you had to paint it 2 times because you have your primer, and then after you prime it, then you can start painting it. But I love how, my God, how it looks so shiny, and I wish my prints came out like that. Like here, like if you see how it looks like the freaking Spider-Man. Like if you look at mine right here, the see, X20. It doesn't have that shine, that je ne sais quoi look. It does look cool, looks good, but you can tell. Like this is not her blue, but I tried to get her blue. But you can tell if you look between her legs, or if you look at her butt. Or her arms, right? Look at her. It's really nice, right? Look at that. No, I'm just kidding. But if you look here, it doesn't have that. I freaking put layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, and I still can't get what he does because, as you can see, Samsung me. If we go back to the Spider-Man, remember he used like a black primer, right? And if you look here. Look at that. You can see that there was black under here. So that's what I would love to do with the yellow, right? I would love to paint her in yellow. Not yellow, but the parts right here that are yellow without being able to see. You can still see the layer underneath. So I don't know how he does that. I don't know if it's special paint. But we still got her. She looks like it's like a Monet. She looks good from far away. But then when you close up, you're like, what the fuck is that? So yeah, but we're just going to paint our prints, and who knows, maybe Swedish Forge will throw us a bone and give us some tips on how to do that with this. All right, knowing that and moving forward, Samsung, we'll go to me stuff. Airbrush, Lou. Oh, he says it's airbrush. How many airbrushes do you have? I have an airbrush, but that thing is a pain to freaking clean and process and all that other fun stuff. Alright, so here we go. Right here, we'll get rid of my phone. Now we can put this away. It shut off automatic. It does say fuse. I might change the fuse at the end of this video. I don't know. We'll see. That's for our radio. Got a little space to work with here. So we're just going to apply some. His tie broke, but that was me. I ripped them apart. So maybe we'll use the Dremel to sand that off and use Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue. I don't know why I didn't think of that. We actually have Gorilla Glue for our Gorilla. And so we'll sand that off. The only thing you have to be careful for with Gorilla Glue is that you use a little bit. I learned that when fixing the wall. Apparently it kind of expands. That's the hardest part. And then we'll just hold it. But the good thing is that Gorilla Glue dries fast, but that's fine that the tie broke because anyway, we got to get in there anyway and do dry decks and all that other fun stuff. All right, knowing that and moving forward, this is the easy part. But I do like, I don't know if he uses black because that's how you're supposed to do it, but if you follow us and Swedish Forge does, he uses black primer. I don't have black primer. I could use black paint. Like, is it preference? Is it what you're supposed to do? Because we just do a mixture of gray and then we just, sugarcoat everything that's on there. But this is going to be an easy one right here. And we have this thing. Let me just move that out of the way. We'll get to see what if the paints are still dry in here, right? You gotta take it off, I think. No, I forget which way is upside down. I haven't used this in a while because we haven't painted in a while. This one's gonna take at least 2 to 3 weeks to print, maybe for sure 2 sessions. Because, oh wow, this is nice. Look, the paints are, don't break your stuff. Look, it's still wet, and the paint in the middle is still wet, and which is great because we could reuse. That's not going to be enough, but at least we know that this thing works. This thing was actually sent to us too, and I didn't think I would use it until I think it was Swedish Forge. Someone said paint. You should try painting, and I did try on my own, but we used the airbrush. But the airbrush, for us, if I did the airbrush, it would take like freaking ever to do a 3D print to paint, because I only have one, and the whatchamacallit, the cleaning process. So with the airbrush, you gotta clean it and get all that gook out and all that, and that's if I want to do another color, right? So I get my first airbrush, one color, and then what do? So you need 2. I'm gonna reach out to one of the companies and see if they want to send us an airbrush. Yeah, that would be cool. That's how I've been doing now. I reach out to these companies and be like, hey, would you like to send me that? And sometimes they say no, but if we've got a lot of stuff sent to the channel, worth $300, $400, $500, especially Deslock. I gotta reach out to Deslock because their locks are really like $300-$400, and they send it. That one they solicited me, but once I started getting stuff sent to the channel of high value, I realized that let me just reach out to all these different companies, and I did. They're sending us the cutter / sander thingy. So I'm gonna do another video on how to do YouTube collaborations and stuff, because some people are waiting, not for me, but they're waiting for for somebody to get to them and that was me. I did that in the beginning. I'd be like, wow, I wish someone would reach out to me, and then so I can go viral. Well, we'll not be going viral, but at least we're getting sent a lot of stuff. And then one day people started sending stuff to me. I was like, oh wow, that's so cool. Like, look, I don't have to buy anything. No, I just have to pick and choose. But you have some people that are just waiting for that phone call, and that phone call may never come. And that's why you got to register your YouTube channel with other, I don't know, people that have, I think it's called, I forget what it's called, affiliate marketing, not affiliate, collaborations. Because when you go to the website of your favorite thing or thong, whatever rocks your boat, they usually have a collaboration. For collaborators, click here. For media, click here. And I didn't realize that. I was like, oh wow, that's so cool. And so now that's, I do that in my free time, and I just got to filter through the stuff. But we do have to get back to, I think it's Wendy from Deslock, because apparently they said they shipped something, and let's see what we got. But I haven't gotten it yet, and they want to push the new Deslock. Oh, nice. Let's see what Walker says. Hold on. Full version of me, Samsung me. Alright, so we got an email from, let's move this one a little bit down. Right about there. And let's see, we have Amber. Also, if you were watching us yesterday, at first they were like, pick anyone you want. I was like, cool. And then it says, hi Lou, thank you so much for your reply. We'd love to move forward with you. Unfortunately, however, this is the strap we are currently featuring as our main promoted product. And so first it was like, pick anything you want. And then they're like, oh yeah, no, this is the one right here. So that's why I don't put them in. But I could probably take the band, but it is exclusively for the Apple Watch. It's expensive too. How much is this? Oh, $36 plus tax and shipping. Oh, $46. See, that's the one I would get. So like $50. And that's why you have a lot of content creators living like the fabulous life. Okay, guys, this is what I got, because they're spending their own money, and then they're going broke. So I'll make a new video on how to like not go broke, right? How to reach out to the companies so that they can, have you represent their stuff. Okay, so you're not, and you don't go, lose out. Oh no, another survey. Okay. Let's go here. Let's see what Theodore says. Lou, I'm reaching out from our Comfire Room, a home theater seating brand. Oh wow, wasn't that Theodore for sent us the cutter? Anyway, top grain leathers from. Let's see, what is this? Oh no! Anybody? Even if I can't even do a giveaway for that. I must look old. I get a grandfather chair. Oh no, look, not really old, because look, comfy form. See, it's for the family. No, I don't know. I'd never leave the chair. I'd be reclining forever. They're expensive though. Look at that. So I just got solicited for a $1,700 sofa. Maybe not. I may be like, oh look, I want this one, right? And then they'll be like, no, that's not the one. They'll get an email that says, oh, that's a great choice, but unfortunately, this is the one we're promoting right now, the one-seater. Yeah. All right. Nah. Let's see what else is in there. No. No. Oh, this looks like in the waiting room at the airport. Look at the dad. They're like, Dad, get up. Oh, the chair is so comfortable that they don't want to leave. Nah. My grandfather had one though, but nah, no, it's not going to be me. It was like his chair. It was like king of the chair. Let's see what else they send us. Nah, that's it. But you see, look, when I reply back to this guy, whoever it is, let's see, who is it? Best, or there's no name. I'm going to say, no thanks, but feel free to reach out and send something else, because if you recall, that email, Theodore, whatever, is the same email from the person that is sending us Raveman ultrasonic wireless cutter. And let's see, did I put their email here? See? Theodore Prescott. So who's this one? Theodore Walker. So, but same affiliation with this company here. So when you reply back, tell them no, so don't delete it. Sometimes I do delete them, to be honest with you. But don't delete it, because they might be affiliated with other products too. So you may be like, what the fuck do I need a chair for? Delete, don't delete. Reply and tell them that you not interested, but maybe if they have other stuff. And then as you can see, we're getting sent other stuff. So this is Deslock. Hi Lou, you haven't received. No, I haven't received it, but I have to reply back to her, because it's possible that it's stuck in customs. But let's see, hold on, let me go here. Elohim, because they gave me a tracking number. I think they did. No tracking. That's so weird. Maybe this one is a tracking. Deslock. I love it. I like that. My whole house is a Deslock lock. It's like Starlink, where we'll reply back to whoever it is and say, no, I haven't gotten it, but this one's important though. This one I have to do. Amber Deslock. And then we'll just reply back, and then we'll just tell them, Samsung me. Airbrush gun I have, bro. Eight airbrushes, you see? And that makes sense, because there's no way we'd be like, we'll see you all next time, because we only got one airbrush, and we'll go to the next color coat next week. Wow. But the cleaning process is insane. I'll show you guys in a second. I'll just tell her, hi L Owen, have not received it yet. Do you have a tracking? Let's track it. Put best. Lewis. So that's the other thing. I'll have to include him. I'll have to take a whole bunch of notes. Make sure I spelled her name right. You'll say yes to a collaboration, and you'll get all excited about it, and then next thing you know, it's stuck in customs, or you never get it. But the big companies don't care. They'll keep sending it to you until you get it. The smaller companies, they cut your losses, and say goodbye to that collaboration. So that's good to know. But no, I haven't gone. But they can track it. It's Deslock. They're really good that way. The only downside is that I may not be able to do the video in time before they want to launch, the product, so that people can buy it. Because they like me, which is really cool. But they had me do their Kickstarter program too. I got chosen to be the rep for their Kickstarter video. Anyway, knowing that and moving forward, so we have our Donkey Kong. We have our little thing of water here that we use for a droplet. I'll show you the airbrush in a second. Why I don't use it, even though I have it. Well, I used it to make the video, but that's about it. And then I realized that, and I was like, oh wow. And it's hard because this is it right here, right? Beautiful. Look at that. And it's wireless. I wonder how much is left. Oh wow. It's been sitting here. Oh, 2 bars. Maybe 1 bar. Oh no. Wow. It is full. Look at that. And that's just the mode. But and here, there's some other attachment thingies. Oh yeah, this one. So this is so that if you want to put more paint in. But my problem is not the paint. My problem is this. Maybe Swedish Forge can help us and send us a secret. You sent us pictures from the WhatsApp. Maybe you can send us like the instructions. Because look at this. You have to get your paint liquefied enough so that it can fit through there. But now it's liquefied enough to fit through there. But now it's got to come through that little hole right there where it sprays out from, right? And once you figure that out, you have a little nozzle here to decide more or less. There's a little needle in there too. Be careful with that, because not to poke yourself, but when cleaning it, don't get it. I would say maybe a light toothbrush, a soft one, because it's really, you don't want to break it. But once you get it working, you're fine. The problem is when you want to clean it, you got to take this whole shit apart. So we got to unscrew that here, right? Remember, this part's okay because you only need to clean the airbrush. Or maybe, look, this is not a bad idea, Swedish. Maybe I just keep this, right, and buy a few of these if they sell it. I don't know if they do. I doubt it. That would be cool. Hold on. And then the other hard part is you got to pour some stuff in there to clean it. And then you don't want any trace. You could have traces of water if you're going to use it again. This is, the part that sprays. Maybe we'll do another session, and then you have to take this apart here. Make sure it doesn't clog. It comes with these little tools to clean it, I don't think you have to clean in there, though. I'm not sure what this is, just the airbrush part experience. But if you get water in there, you do have to make sure. Oh, wow, I wonder why this doesn't. There's a hole, so you got to make sure it seeds in correctly. See, it's like now it's not going in. There's like a little. You got to do it straight. Like, no. Oh, got it. So it's really tricky. So now we make that tight, and then this, will control your airflow. Right there, more or less. But the hardest part is like we be doing Donkey Kong. I don't know, like getting it in there, because you'll see when we start mixing the paint, it liquefies, but then it loses its color. But we're gonna try that. You know what? We'll save that for another time. Maybe next week we will paint. We'll paint something using the airbrush, but then we'll have to continue next time. But let me see if I can find one of these online as a replacement part, because then if we get 2 or 3, we'll definitely be able to what do they call it? Do it in one video, right? Well, this is really cool. I wish I could use it, but I don't want to use it because of the cleanup. Like literally, but we'll see. Let me look it up though. I wonder if these parts are universal. See, and there we go. Wireless. No, oh, but it does come with the cord. It comes with the thing, so I can keep this somewhere. Here, I'll show you guys, and then use the other thing. Hold on one second, because that's not a bad idea. If we can do that, our prince, not our prince, not the prince, but Prince will never be the same again. Let's see, and then if we can look and see. I have extra paintbrushes, limited edition. Oh, here it is. See, got some bling. Look at that. I can airbrush from here to here. So yeah, we got the parts, and that's pretty cool because then I could leave the airbrush down there because it's kind of big and bulky, and then just spray my stuff. Sort of. I'll have to create like a little barrier like Swedish Forge did, because we don't want to get, because it will spray everywhere. But we have cardboard. We got plenty of, because we get our stuff from. We have a. You saw my video about the garage thing, what to do with your cardboard boxes. Yeah, so we got lots of cardboard. But oh wow, what's that? Something opened. He's laughing. Yeah, so I like that idea, but let's see if we can what's the name? Well, let's get painting, and then when we get his first coat on, we'll see if we can find a replacement thing, because then I don't have to, I can have them ready to go, like an assembly line. All right, so here we go. We're just gonna, we can get that wet, that's fine. Have paper towels handy. I don't have any paper towels, but I think I have to get some more. I think they're in another closet. But just in case, actually we should get paper towels, because sometimes you make a mess and you need to dab something. And I want the brush to be dry and not wet. Wet is fine because it's clean, it's soft, but I don't want water dripping off my stuff onto the stuff. Oh, I found the weaker paint. Yeah, I got some. I had to open up a new thing just in case. Just do one. I buy these. I get the ones that like half. I think they have quarters too. All right, so we have that there. And then now, let's see what's me stuff. All right, so now we'll just put like a layer of. That's not going to be enough, but that's okay. We make these videos so you. Oh wow, this is amazing. This thing still works. So you don't have to, see? But he says airbrush. I don't know. I am thinking. What have we got to lose, right? Oh no, we have the electronics here. Alright, we'll save it for next time, because we're going to build the radio next week. And I think I found what I want to try with the airbrush next week. I'll make a thumbnail. Don't you love the thumbnails that are being made on the channel? Like, they look so cool. And that's special thanks to, the folks behind the scenes. See, this is how, no matter how hard I try to put this layer on, you can still see the darkness, the dark side, Donkey Kong. And what I want to do is put the primer on and then paint him. Oh, damn it. I knew I forgot something. I forgot to do the dry decks to cover the seams. You're killing me though. That's okay. We're fine. I'm just gonna spread the paint out, right? And then we will put the dry decks on in a second. And then find that special tool, a little spatula. Let's see what we got. If I can find, I know I have two of them somewhere. Hold on, one moment, please. Hold on, I have this long. Oh, it's right over here. We didn't know about this until Swedish Forge told us the dry decks and stuff like that. A little art supply. See, if I had like a setup like Swedish Forge, I wouldn't have to like, oh, where's my stuff? Where's the dry decks? Oh, where's the airbrush thingy? He has a whole setup where everything is like, It's just like, oh, there it is right there. I'll just do that. Oh, there it is right there. I just need that. For me, it's like, it's somewhere. One time I spent an hour looking for something on the live stream. I was like, I know it's somewhere. It was in one of the boxes in there underneath. So I had to pull the whole thing down. So, yeah. Oh, actually, it's like, where's my dry decks? It's right here. This is really cool because this will last a while. But this one's designated for 3D printing. I didn't use it when fixing the hole in the wall. So this is it right here. It's great if you fly FPV. This would make a cool thumbnail too. Learn to fly FPV indoors, right? And then you have a picture of the drywall and the spackle, and then me wearing the hat like that. Because it is true, when you crash, that'll be like the next thumbnail for the third series. When you crash, sometimes you break stuff or put a ding in your wall and stuff like that. So, you gotta be prepared to use the spackle. Oh, wow, that's weird. It should come out. Probably dry in there. A little bit of a bummer. I might have to get a screwdriver. Not that one. I would use a flathead, not Phillips, because sometimes you might have to fix something that needs a Phillips head, and then those little grooves get. Oh wow! Good thing we're not in a restaurant. Somebody ordered dessert with toppings. This is good that a little bit comes out at a time, only because we have to be careful. And don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, because he's got a gorilla chest, so I could see how it might be a little bit difficult. And then we have to sand him. So if we have to wait for this to dry, because it looks like when it's white, it's dry, we'll test out the airbrush on our little Creality print guy. Shit, I remember it. Whoa, I remember it coming out the last time a lot. It's alright. We want it to go into the cracks and crevices. Excuse me. And see, under his arms have. It's weird how, no matter how hard I squeeze. I mean, I just was able to put the screwdriver in there. I don't want to cut the tip even more though. See, it just comes out. I'm afraid if I squeeze too hard, that it'll just go flying out. It's alright. So you want to get under his arms. You could do it by hand because stuff is washable. It's not like paint, And just do like that. Because we're gonna, and then use like a little brush to like, do I have a brush? I know I have a brush somewhere. Like a little toothbrush, so that, we can get those big, thick parts out. You don't have to get higher up, so you just get out that. And then it's fine. And just use a brush to, because remember it's dry decks. Or you know what? Let's try this. And now, like see, I'm squeezing it, but I thought I had a toothbrush somewhere. That's fine. I'll find one next time I go to my dentist. See, it goes in easily into the cracks, which is great. Fills right in. And then we'll just do that. And then just do that so that you don't, so it goes in the cracks. See how it goes in the cracks? And then, I don't know if I can just squeeze it on. It's weird how it's not coming out though. May have to jam it again with the screwdriver. Sweet. Got them in the cracks and crevices. And this you can wet sand it. Not that I need to, but the wet sanding will just get out everything in the grooves, so he looks like Gorilla Man. And this will put some on over here because there's clay. Remember, we used clay to help bind the process. And then put that in there. See? The only thing is I recommend probably a rag, right? I put my rags in the washing machine that I use for wet sanding, and it worked out pretty good. The only thing is right there under his arm. You need like a little. This is where you need little hands to get in there. Oh, nothing's coming out. That is so weird. Why? Oh, yeah, now it's working. And every little bit counts, so if you can get in there and just do that, it's fine. See? Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah, and that's why I'm happy the tie broke. I mean, I was disappointed that the tie broke, but once I realized that I need to get in these little grooves, you know, it's fine. And remember, this is like Drydex that you use for the walls, so it's fine because you need to paint over it anyway, you know. And so for that one in there, so it's used to being painted. I'm gonna get in here, but I think, man, I can not a Phillips head, flathead, because you'll jam some stuff in there. So we're, except maybe in this particular case, might need a bigger Phillips head, one that can go all the way in there. All right, let's see what we got here. We got our tie right in there. Yay, I think we got it. But it's a little tricky. See, now my finger won't reach. But we have some sculpting tools. There we go. Voila. And then I believe that's it. See, it's drying pretty fast. Ah, in there. I knew it was somewhere. I want it to be like that in there. And the rest, well, this part I can do by hand. See? It smears right off. Smearing off. Isn't that like a beer or something, or vodka? And then now, we'll use the Dremel for the other parts, but see, it comes right off. So don't worry if you cake it on, because we're gonna use definitely a rag. See if I can get in there. And we learned this from Swedish Forge, sort of. I don't know if he does it like this. Knowing him, he probably like would delicately do it so it's one line. But that's okay. I'll show you guys how to clean it up. We just gotta get a rag. Sweet. So you see, we got all the lines right in there. And then what we can do is just get a wet cloth, right? Do that. Oops. Yeah, it's drying pretty fast if you ask me, but hold on a sec. I just need to make sure that the people in Instagram mode. We don't do Instagram. We used to do Instagram, but oh, here we go. Thunder. Oh, thank you. Thunderfeet sent us a star. Sweet. I never got a star before. I went from shining star to corroded star. Let's see what we got here. Thank you. So we'll thank them. So this is the one, because YouTube Streamlabs only prioritizes one chat at a time. Say thanks a bunch, and then we'll just, oh look, Thunderfeet Gorilla. We've got a gorilla. Hey, what's up, Gorilla? We're gonna use Gorilla Glue to I'll give him a shout out. And then go here. And then press enter. Let's see who they are. We know when there are kids on the channel because you'll be talking, and then they ask each other, "What's he talking about? What's he saying?" I'm like, "Really?" But to them, everything sounds like blah 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 blah. So they don't really understand. All right. So knowing that, moving forward, let's get a little rag, right, so that we can clean it up a little bit. I would use the paper towel, but paper towels tend to break and they don't really do well as to wipe down. Especially on a coarse gorilla skin. Alright, so now we just take a wet rag and you see, it comes right off. You just have to be careful for the seams because I don't want to take off what I just put on, if that makes any sense, but I don't mind. And remember, it's plaster, right? So if I had a hole in the wall, I'd be painting over this anyway, you know? So don't worry about that. The thing is, layers. The layer. You saw his Spider-Man? No lines. That is phenomenal. Here we got lines, but you know, we're not. He said airbrush. I don't know. Just not there. See, it comes right off. And then the only hardest part is going to be getting under here. See? Voila. And then now we can get in there. Just do like you do when you dry your back. See? We have Amy Nena Q8N. It's not really the hard to paint a picture, right? Painting a picture takes more time, but painting a 3D print, I don't know. We'd have to. It's hard to compare, because with the print, you can always correct it and do like I'm doing. With a picture, you know, with your canvas. I guess if you're a curator, it doesn't matter. But if you're just doing it as a hobby, it's more complex because there's only room. You probably you would have to paint the canvas again so that you can work from scratch. I've seen it done before where you have these painters, they're painting, and then they started painting something and then they paint over it because it messed up, but they have to do the whole layer all over again. With this, we need to get our first layer of primer on. Then we're not even out of the ballpark yet, to be honest with you. And we still have a ways to go, but we'll get there. So we're gonna let him dry a little bit, and while he dries, we will so you gotta get in there. That's the hardest part. We will get his logo ready. Logo that goes. Gorillas are black, right? But Donkey Kong is brown, I believe, right? Forget. Hi, Amy and Nena. Hello, Amy. Nice welcome to the channel. Shout out to you. We do shout outs, we don't type it. So don't expect, I could for you, but this is how we do it. Hi. Shout out to you. Let's see, say hi. I said hi. I just want to be loved. Is that wrong? Oh, wow. I have to be careful there. Got some dry decks on the keyboard that I don't want because it'll flake out. So this will dry really fast, right? I think. Do like that. Blow it. I can tell it's still wet. It'll be quick. And so now we're gonna put the lid on here, squeeze everything down to the bottom since we know that it clogs at the top and it's really hard to get out. We could, yeah, I think we're done with the rag. We can just take the rag and then wipe that off, right? And we know that that's going to dry in there. We got to push it down on next time, but I think we're done with the dry decks for now until we get another 3D print from Swedish Forge. And then now, yeah, I think this is fine. We'll put this on the side. We'll wash all that later. Let's print his logo. 1 second. See? And here he is right here. So for that we're going to sand so that we can put his tie back on because that's dried glue. So remember it's pink. So when it's pink, it means that it's not dry. When it's white, we can apply and let dry. So it's not ready to paint yet. We could probably put some paint on the back, but as you can see right there, it's still pink, the dry decks. So we're not out of the ballpark yet, but that just means in the meantime, what we can do is, if we go to Samsung Me, we can go to the file, the 3D print file, and then print his logo. Hooded files. Huh, interesting. Maybe. I know I have it here somewhere. June 26th. June, we're in July though. And the date modified. That's weird. And it's not the Square Gear support rates. It could be these, one of these. Let's see. That's weird. We know these are our templates from Swedish Forge. Nope, that's the Gear Fidget. No need to update that. And then what's in here? Oh, it might be in the downloads folder. It's hard to say. This is a big file, we can tell, because it's taking forever to load. Oh, I remember that one, the miniature. I love the miniatures. I can't wait to print more of those. We're gonna do some miniatures again because I want when they sent us that blade. Okay, I see it now. We got a spinning beach ball. Hooded Stranger that we haven't printed. Interesting. Let's go here. And then we'll do by today, yesterday, Streamlabs desktop. That is so Wicked. I remember Wicked. Oh, here it is, Donkey Kong. Yeah, there it is right there. That's so weird. We have our base. We got our full pieces. Oh, man. I hope we'll be able to see it's empty. Where did they go? Full pieces is empty. Base is empty. And we have here full. Where did it go? And I keep it here. It's been so long since we've done the Donkey Kong. And November. It's okay. It might still be in the printer. Let's see. It's so weird because we always keep those files, and it's messed up because that's it. We don't have it anymore. I mean, we do have it. It's in the printer, but that's it. You know. Donkey Kong. Wicked. What's in here? Fidget Squeezer model. What's that one? I'm gonna go here. Oh no, it's a fidget. I wonder what that one is though. Oh, interesting. We'll try that another time, but maybe do that one next time. Let's try Donkey Kong, right? D-O-N-K, Donkey. Oops. Oh, there it is. I wonder why. Let's open it. I wonder why it's not showing up. I'd like to see where it is, though. Somewhere, but nowhere to be found. We'll let that lie. Hey, we got it. Nice. But I want to see where it is. Imagine it's on the desktop. Let's see what we got. Go to File, Find, D-O-N-K-E-Y. There it is. Donkey Kong 3MF. Oh, it is on the desk. Oh, it's in a different folder, though. Okay. I know where that is. Let's see what the error is. We're not going to do an update right now. We already have a nightmare of so many things we've tried updating this week, like my RC controller. Having the latest and greatest does not mean it's going to enhance your experience. Sometimes it will impede the experience and create a nightmare. We were on the phone with DJI support, so I don't remember how. At least everything's saved, right? The sizes and stuff, but I don't recall how it printed. Let's see if we slice it. Let's just slice it and see how it goes. Because I remember we printed it on its back or on its face, and we have supports enabled. Shift and slide. This is the market bait technique. And then now we can zoom in. One thing I know and learned from Swedish Forge last week was that if we're going to print it like this, just do mouse ears so that we have a brim, no brim, skirt, special modes. Where are the mouse ears? We have skirt, combined, oh, no brim, painted, mouse ears right there. It's on the brim section. And then now, slice it. I just don't remember if we sliced it this way or the other way. I don't know. Oh, and also, will it print? Oh yeah, it should. This will take 4 minutes. I just wasn't sure because there's a star and in the middle it's hollow. But time will tell. Where's my donkey? So then we got here. Printing will be done. Oh, damn it. I don't have a spool. Something happened with our print. See, oh, up here. For those of you in Instagram mode. We need to take from the filament, and as you can see, it's looking for the spool. So I guess we can go here. We don't want to add a printer. I hate when this happens. Ah, you're killing me. So now, why won't it? We didn't have this. Remember, this file was saved. We didn't have this problem before. Somehow we got to get our printer back online again. Ah, maybe the printer's sleeping. Let's check, because it's been a while since we printed. Okay, and then now, let's see what we got. We don't want to add, well, we don't want to do a flush. Auto mapping, that wasn't there before. I don't recall that. I remember this was like your, and then if we go, let's go to device and see if it can find it. It says idle, see, it's not there. And then go to details. Come on, wake up, little guy. And then go back to prepare. And if we go to here, send print. See, printing will be done using spool. We don't want the spool. Or if we go here, let's try this. Because I don't have black. When I do have black. Black is inside of the frickin' CFS system, so we need to activate the CFS. Activate the CFS. You're seeing there are no devices. Add printer, but it's there. This is like a little glitch. That's okay. Welcome back to everything. Now it's idle is what we got. So I think I have to shut it off and turn it on again. See filament spool, CFS is right there. It says it's idle. Details, but there's no, we got that. Let's see if we go back home. Can we hone it? XYZ. And then if we send it back home, it should maybe find its way back to here. Right? See, there is no device of this type available at present. Please go to the device page and add printer. Interesting. Creality. What printer is it asking? Ender 3S1 Pro. Okay. Creality High. And there we go. I guess we transfer or discard. I guess we'll discard, right? And because I don't want to screw up our. Okay, so there we go. Slice the plate. And then warning. Oh wow, interesting. Okay, let's see. Now we can do the mouse here. Go here, and then brim, auto, mouse ears, and then whoops, slice it. So here it is right here. I think it'll be alright. And then slice the plate, because the mouse here should help it. Maybe. We'll find out. We'll know if it turns to spaghetti or clogs. But you want to be around if it does, because then we can save it. Save yourself. See, this is probably what it's talking about when it comes to the floating parts. Right here. That star that I was talking about. See, they're floating because the printer can't print, which is why I'm thinking lay it flat. Let's see. Let's do this. Put it on its back. So we'll go to prepare and then find this one. I think it's this one right there. See? Now it should be alright. And then supports are already enabled, and we have the Swedish Forge technique in here, I believe. No, we don't, because it doesn't require it. Slice plate. See, and then under there, interesting. Are supports enabled? Enable support. Because I don't think, yeah, it's still asking for supports. Okay. Support types. I forget. Tree auto. And then right there. See, now it should come off. Hopefully. Because remember, we need to put him on his. And that's going to take 3 minutes. Wow, that's fast. But hopefully that support comes off. Alright, let's try it now. So now we go here. Send print to the printer. As for the color, black is fine because remember we're going to prime him the way we did. And look, apparently black is fine because look at Swedish Forge. He primes everything in black and then somehow manages to get the color the way it's supposed to on the final print. All right, knowing that, moving forward, let's check him out. Donkey Kong. Me stuff. So as you can see, don't worry about the tie. We're going to Gorilla Glue it back on. But be careful when taking them apart. See, we could put some dry decks in there. I didn't put some in there. You know. And look, see how nice and smooth it looks? I don't know. Should I put more dry decks in there? I don't know. I'm still on the fence. It takes a while for it to dry. Yeah, why not? I want it to look nice because he's gonna be on the channel. We're gonna be showing you guys, you know, down the line. So now, you see, we gotta put some right in there. And we only downside is that I clean the rag. See? It's like a toothpaste, a maximum fluoride protection a toothpaste can give. And there we go. See, now just push that like that. And then I believe, voila. To some extent, got it in there. Yeah, I didn't like that seam. Seemingly. Nice, much better. And these are, as long as you're using this for the watercolor paints and the dry decks, it's machine washable. This rag has had this is its second life. So you know, I don't recommend washing it with your favorite shirt, but you know, you don't have to buy a new one. I only throw these out, honestly, when I'm cleaning, if I use it as a cleaning rag, because it's just gross. All the crap that comes on there. And, see? This is pretty cool. And now, we got his shoulder in the seams. I could get some in there, but honestly, I'm not worried about it. You could probably cake some paint in there. I wonder how he did that. Like how, oh, you know how you do that? You would not glue the head on first. So probably do them in sections. Yeah, makes sense. And then you can get in those crevices that you can't reach. The tie part is hard, but I'm not worried about it, because we'll use the Dremel and sand them down a bit. All right, so now let's mix up some paint. And we're gonna go get some paint. Acrylic. There's a paint missing. One moment, please. So these are our paints here. Look. Oh, the gray is right there. Wow, we use this a lot. Silver, not gray. But when you're priming, I don't think it matters, because look, he primes his stuff in black and still manages to get the red, the blues to kick out. So if you do it correctly when it comes to using an airbrush or whatever else is involved in the technique, color does not matter. So I got to clean this off. Whoops. Because I've got spackle on there and I don't want to mix it inside of there. All right. And so now, see, this is why I don't use the airbrush. How the fuck am I supposed to get this? See, it won't come out. That's going to cake it. But you have to dilute it. Whoops. Oh, no. We just broke Donkey Kong. Don't break your stuff. That's okay. We'll glue it. Maybe it'll be easier painting him that way anyway. Damn it. No, he fell. He just, like... He's all nice. Okay, he didn't really break that much, but ideally, if he comes apart, we can somehow. Oh, nice. See? It's the clay that's holding him together. Damn it. Well. At least we know. We did it, but it's alright. Damn it! Samsung Me stuff. So we just put his head back on. We're really nice painting him, but now we just have to put an arm back on. And then see what he's being held together by clay. Which we just dry dexed everything. It's alright. He's not. At least we know he's fragile, right? Like, get that in there. But you guys get to see the Gorilla Glue in action. The Gorilla Glue is really, now we know we're going to use that next time. Really tricky, and you got to be careful because might have to use some Gorilla Glue. Yeah, because he's moving. You got to be careful because it binds really quickly and it's water activated, right? And if you put too much, it explodes at the seams. That's the other downside to Gorilla Glue, which is what I should have used to actually glue him together, to be honest with you. Because he's got clay in him and all that other, which is not optimal. No idea. This part stuck together though. Remember, the Gorilla Glue is water activated. And this is moist. See, he bound and no longer bound. Might have to scratch Donkey Kong and 3D print something else. Print this again and then come back to you guys. Yeah, we're gonna have to scratch Donkey Kong since he fell apart. But we're gonna paint his face because we already have a primed face. And then I'm gonna print this again. And then we'll use the Gorilla Glue because this is not ideal. But let's see if we can get, damn it, that's okay, it happens. We'd have to clean all that out. But I do want to do, we can leave that there because we know that will hold for weeks because it's been a weeks since we've done that. So let's, but we do want to mix it. So this barrel's still good. We're going to print Donkey Kong again, but not today. We're going to work on this one. So he's already primed. Kind of neat, huh? And so now I want to see if I can get him brown. His colors and his eyes. So we'll look him up online to see how he's supposed to look when it comes to Donkey Kong. Where's my donkey? And then next week we'll have you know, everything reprinted and all that fun stuff. We're gonna put him in the basura, in the garbage. He's like, no. Yeah, I'm not, because the clay is like so gushy and whoops. See, he broke again. Yeah, so we're gonna scratch Donkey Kong, paint his face, and all that other fun stuff. We're going to reprint him. That's the beauty of having a printer. Good thing he's not ordered. Someone didn't order and pay like $29 for him. And then I'm like, I have to make it and then paint it. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, you'll have it by Thursday. Thursday comes and... but we're going to try some other stuff too. After we paint his face, we will make sure that this thing is not turning into spaghetti. We will try the airbrush. See what we can get out of that. Risk it for the biscuit, like Swedish Forge would say. Right? Alright. Ah, what's that? Well, I think it's working. There's like a little straggler over there. Reality High. I think it's alright. Hopefully. That's why we did the mouse ears and the supports, so that it can just be on the bed. Alright, let's get some brown paint. Or orange. Let's look up to see how Donkey Kong actually does look. Samsung Me. Go here. And go here. And do Deslock. Not Deslock. Proton. See if they've written back. Sent us a tracking number. But that's messed up though. If someone got it, right? And it was supposed to come here to my house. No mail yet. And then they're like, this is nice. Oh, Donkey Kong. D-O-N. Donkey Kong. images. Oh, there we go. So we'll probably do an orange. See how the white is on the eyes? Hey, what's up? Twin Tapestry, how's it going? We're doing it. Did you paint your Donkey Kong yet? This is Bob here. We actually sent him the original Donkey Kong. We're gonna have to print Donkey Kong again because I dropped him and he fell apart. But I did learn something new. Is that Gorilla Glue, instead of the what's it called? Super Glue? Nah, not so much. Gorilla Glue, you get a lot of it. It's water activated, so you just have to be careful not to use a lot or a little. Well, let's see if we got his logo though. We only have to print the Donkey Kong again though. That's it. But we're not going to print the Donkey Kong here. I'm going to print it behind the scenes and then we'll have him ready next week. Oh, nice. I think. I'm not sure. I believe. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Hold on. Take this off. Me stuff. But we're going to paint his face and see if we can replicate. Send in the replicas. I believe. Because remember, there's like a little thing in there that we can use to. Oh, yeah, it fit on the barrel. Okay, so that's not bad. Fair. Watch your fingers. You don't want to wind up in the emergency room. Yeah, it worked. Sweet. Donkey. So we'll have that ready. We'll put that in here. And then we got another part to print. That was tricky, though. So let's print one more. Samsung Me. So there we go. These are the colors. So we can definitely get this going as a practice. It looks better. Actually, it looks pretty good. Bigger. Look at that. I kind of like that. I'm glad I had printed this too. I think this was at 50%. Samsung Me. No, I haven't painted him. I'm just going to keep him plain. See, there you go. Yeah, I kept all mine plain, to be honest with you. Sometimes they just look good that way, and we only started painting when Swedish Forge suggested it. But you have those pieces being sent to you. They're becoming regular mail. We don't have any more giveaways as of yet, but as you know, we always do. Just can't figure out what we'll be giving away. Maybe a Deslock, if it comes. Not the one that's coming. We got a comment over here. There it is. The Donkey King. Yes, yes, indeed. All right. So let's go back to Creality. Right here. Go to Prepare. I like this idea. Remember, Swedish Forge is like, just put them all in one file, and then you can just select. See how they're all on one plate? Not one plate, but everybody has their own plate. And then this one right here. Zoom in. Kong. Right? And then we'll put him on his back. And I think there's no center, which is really weird. But that's okay. It'll be easy to take the supports off. And then slice it. And then send to print. And then print. It's messed up though. We could be painting right now the real thing. So we don't need the gray, but we do want to put some varnish on it so it doesn't dry up and cake out on us. So what we'll do is this right here. Acrylic varnish. We'll just mix it because we're going to need the prime for the next one anyway. Oops, it's just like one drop. It's similar to adding water, but it's a varnish. It gives it that shine. And then now you can use this. Actually, you could use the paintbrush. This part's a little bit tricky. So, what you can do is, if you got leftover on here and you can't scrape it on there, just put it back in the container because it's not going to. It'll still be there next time. As you can see, we still have a lot. And then now, whoops, we can take our paintbrush And oh wow, interesting. That's weird. This is the same brush we were using, and it's dry like a bone. It's so weird. So your brush will dry fast. Definitely leave your brush in some water, so it doesn't become hard and crunchy. Because that was, and then we're gonna mix the varnish in here. Have it ready to go. We're gonna put the cover on here. Oh no, we can't put the cover on, but it's okay because we're gonna be doing brown. Mixing the Donkey King. And we don't need. See how thick it is? How many layers would it take to get, even if we got the airbrush working, it's going to take a lot of layers to make the magic happen. But we'll try the airbrush, not maybe today or maybe next time. I already know what we're going to paint though, which is really cool. The little Creality High thingy. Okay, what's that though? That's weird. Considering like a big, probably the paint, you know, has these little globes in there. Looks, or Drydex. You have to be careful not to spread the Drydex in your stuff. Yeah, or not. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. I might just use this to paint the other thing that I want to paint, which is this right here. So what we can do is, whoops, don't break your stuff. This is what I want to airbrush. We'll put one coat on so we know that the paint isn't wasted. See how it's just yellow? The Swedish Forge says with the airbrush, this is what I want to get for my Spider-Man. Like, I want to have that effect. So how the hell? And this is the correct paint too. Like, I had to put like freaking 10 layers to get for this, for the yellow not to show ever again. But he said airbrush. I don't know. We're gonna have to try that. So we'll use up this paint right here. Then we're gonna paint the donkey. I just don't want to waste it. I don't want it to like wither away because this stuff's expensive. But this is definitely one that we will have for next time. And then we'll try the airbrush. See how, like, but he uses primer, right? So it's possible that, I don't know. The varnish isn't, this has primer in it, doesn't it? I don't know. But look at that. See that? It's going to take forever. I mean, we'll be done in like a couple minutes with the first coat, but how many coats? And look, see the color right here? That's beautiful gray, but apparently the first, it's not, it's just not, it's like the yellow is really dominant. Maybe it's, you know, I don't know what the secret is, but this will definitely take a lot of layers. Layer upon layer upon layer. And remember, it's got varnish in it. We put the varnish on to give it that shine. I don't know, man. See? Take like 10 coats. Not even. I forget what it was I painted that it's still showing through. Like, I'm just gonna take lots and lots. It's okay, at least we'll get one coat on, right? For sure. And you don't want it to cake on because otherwise it creates like these little, this is nice. You know, you don't want to have to sand it. And it's thick paint. Well, how many? Like 2 coats, you think? 3 coats? Definitely not 2. I'm gonna say 4. 4 to 5, maybe. I don't know. So Swedish Forge with no luck. If he had his airbrush, I don't know, it's hard to believe because the airbrush is going to liquefy it, you know? Like, look, we have a thin layer right here. And it's not, it's creating like the first, look at that, right? So if it's not doing it with this, I don't know, man. We'll see. Yeah, and then I'm gonna get rid of this, and then cause I feel like there's like crap on here, on the little paint pad. That somehow it's, I see little pieces of something on here. Unless the paint is. See, do that. It's nice we got a couple of paint prints going at the same time though, because look, now we have the Donkey Kong, then we have the Creality High thingy. I think the Creality logo, Creality character or mascot is gray, right? Or white, one of these colors. Either way, it doesn't matter because see? He did say airbrush. We're gonna put that to the test. Man. Alright, we'll let him dry. And then we'll put another coat. I can't do his feet because I guess I could do part of it if I hold it in my hand. I got the very tip. I don't mind getting it on my hands. It's just like once you touch it, I don't. If it'll smear the paint, create blotches. See, that was a lot of paint I took out too. I don't know. I'll just hold it at the edges / tip so I can get there. And then here. I can somehow. See, that's one coat. Damn. Maybe when we do this series on how to paint your 3D prints, we'll have to have like a couple of prints happening, right? So that while we apply and let dry, we can paint the other one. Donkey Kong just finished his logo. We'll get to that in a second. I just need to get our brush cleaned and see, we'll just wet it. So don't leave them out even for a minute or a couple of minutes is enough to make this thing hard again. So we just leave it in a cup of water. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this over to the side. This is, we're done with this, to be honest with you. Put this over here on that side, and move this over to the table. And I'm gonna put a new one of these on. This is definitely a lot of crap on here. And it's an old one too, from when we just opened it. Wasn't like we put this on today. See? It's got little things of that in there. I could take this and rinse it, so hopefully it's not moldy, right? So I'll be back. Rinse it, have it ready to go. Alright, we got it. Oops, break your stuff. And then now, just dry the bottom, because we have some components over there that we don't want to get wet. Sweet. And then we have here. And then we have there. See how clean it is right now? And now we're just going to get another, what do they call it? Little paper thingy. If I can find the rest of the papers are under here. So we have under here, underneath, right? If you open this up, we have these fresh ones. And then it'll absorb the water. See? Sort of. Just means it needs more water, that's all. And then now, I'll get some fresh water. And then we close this right here. Like that. Hopefully it closes. Sort of. Interesting. It's supposed to go on. Oh, I see why it's not closing. Because these have to go in like that. And then once they fall in, now you can finagle it to try and get the cover back on. Ah, come on, you got this. Was on there, they were in there, but got one side, another side. Maybe flip it around. I don't know. Just like have a universal fit. Now I see why they sent it to us. Are you kidding me? edges are the same. Ah, you're killing me. It just doesn't close. Let's see what happens if we take them all out, right? No. Okay, so at least we know it's not me. That's so weird. And that side's for the paintbrushes. It just doesn't. Look, it got weathered or something down here. That sucks. That is so weird, man. Like something, like it came off. It was hard to come off. Oh yeah, let's try in there. But now, it's like it's too big for it. All right. And remember, the other side is for that. Alright, maybe we'll flip it. I mean, you can't put it on the other side. The lid won't. Here, let me put these over here. My computer's clean, so it won't cross-contaminate anything. See? No, it won't go on. Well, we can put it underneath, but see? Alright, well, put it at the one at the bottom. But that's good for business, because then we can say, welcome back to Everything That Glitches. Literally. Can't plan that. Can't plan today's session. Today was like Donkey Kong broke and all that other fun stuff happened. Hopefully it closes. Put it that way. Alright, so we'll put it upside down. Alright, hopefully the other one goes on. Sweet. Alright, so we have here, we're going to do some, oh, I didn't hear no bells. There we go. Samsung Me. Let's see our comments. There's our little logo part. What are we doing today? Hello, Lou. Hey, what's up, Captain Ray? We are 3D printing the Donkey Kong. We just printed the part of his logos and stuff. We started painting him, but I dropped him. And now we're just going to do his face. See if we can get the colors right. Black should not be a problem, but as you can see, when we coated him with the first coat, it worked out pretty good. Yellow, I think black is easier to paint over than yellow, because if you look at yellow, let me get him. It's going to take a lot of coats to get him to the way he should be. And there was some goop in the paint. I'm not sure what it was, but it started gooping, and so we'll figure that out. Oh yeah, I know you don't have a color. Well, when you print stuff like this, it takes more than a color printer. Here, check this out. Swedish Forge actually sent this to us. The STL file. Donkey Kong is originally supposed to be big, and once you go big, you start doing your prints like this. So you have, first he's like that, right? You glue him together, and then he's like this, see? And then the finished product looks like that. So that's why, good luck doing that on a color printer. So the small stuff looks really well when you print, but when you get bigger, you really have to do like Swedish Forge does. Yeah, but we do have color. We do have color, just not for this print. And a lot of times, I don't have the Gorilla Brown and the white filament. So sometimes you just have to paint it. But let's see our other print that just finished. see. So now we just finished the Kong, right? Samsung Me stuff. So I don't want to do it over there. The Kong came out pretty good. It's just the supports that are a pain to take off. We did put it at an angle, but hopefully, oh, got it. Almost get it. You could use a tool because it's the, yep, I think we got it. These supports, oh nice, sweet. And it should work on the barrel. And the barrel is right here. This is the Kong part. So you have a little hole. And but we'll use the Gorilla Glue. Look at that. Fits right on there. And we have this one. It should fit right on there. Right on here. Donkey Kong something. I forget what it says. See? And then we'll super glue that part, I think. Go into its hole. Or just this one we'll just use super glue. But for the Donkey Kong we definitely need Gorilla Glue. And then there's something underneath. I forget. Country or County. One of the others. I think it's Donkey Kong Country. And that'll go in there. And now we're going to use this part right here and mix the paints. So let's see. Definitely white on the eyes. We need the brown. Oh, so his tie is red. I didn't know that. Interesting. That's good to know. And then we have the brown in his hand. So we're gonna do. Oh, you can't see. Hold on. This one. Use him. We'll do this way in case we ever lose the internet. We have here, and then we have here, and then we'll go here, and then prepare. I think that one. Donkey Kong. There it is. Country. Yep, country. I thought it was county. So now we'll slice it. And there we go. Oh, nice. What supports are these? Oh, Tree Auto. They just look different on the other ones. Okay. Let's bring this up. See? Captain Ray, do you like painting with a brush or airbrush it? You know, everybody says airbrush, but I'm having it's a nightmare with the paintbrush because, as you can see, I wish I had one of my prints that I had printed with painted with the airbrush. But here, let me show you. So this is the color is like super gray, dark gray, and if you look here, this is the color. See how dark gray that is? Nice gray, and it's like space gray or battleship, whatever gray it is. Not battleship gray, but different kind of gray. But when you put it on the yellow, it's here. But Swedish Forge said the only way to get it so it looks like our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, this one right here, he said the only way to do it so that it comes out like this is to use an airbrush. I don't know. We have the airbrush, but we're going to try it. We're going to, does that really work? Remember you see those videos on YouTube or Facebook? Does that actually happen? I don't know. Maybe it's the paint. This is the paint we're using here. See, it's acrylic paint. But, you know, I don't need stuff. See, here we go. I don't know. But we'll try. We'll keep applying. But there is something I did paint when I used the airbrush. Let me see if I still have it back here. And the reason why I don't use the airbrush is because I couldn't get, let me see, found it. This thing right here. So it's not my first time painting with yellow. So this part right here, this was with red. me stuff. So this is when I first got the airbrush. It was supposed to be a gift for Valentine's Day. This is really cool. But I started using the airbrush, and it came out so liquidy that I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to use the paintbrush. But my heart goes out to you, to all those that struggle with the 3D. So I was like, it's just so much easier to paint it by hand. So depending on the color, but as you can see by default, we'll try it. We'll experiment with the airbrush before we go today. But we're definitely going to do the Donkey Kong. Okay. We'll do... I'm just going to look on my computer. Hold on. So I can see him. Because I want to... this one will have to be a little bit creative, but... Whoops. As you can see, we're going to make him bigger here. I'm going to work with that one. Oh, it doesn't get bigger. Alright. So for sure, white on the eyes, a little black, and then we have his mouth. Like, so we have those two colors. We'll try. Remember, we're not experts. Swedish Forge is amazing because he freaking has the colors true to form. Like, he's got Spider-Man blue, X23, whatever color that is, the Spider-Man red. Like, he knows. I don't know if there's a website you go to match the colors, like, and then it just tells you, but it doesn't matter because he's mixing them to the T. And the only reason why I don't like airbrushing is because he says he has 8. So we're going to look up to see if we can find these parts, which are right here, because this is really cheap. I have the airbrush, but I think what I need to do is get like the top part, right? So that I can just swap them. Put the paint in and swap, and that'll be a total game changer because then I'm like, oh, this one's the blue paint, that one's the red, and etc. Because the hardest part is cleaning them. So let's say you got more than one color on your print. I'm like, just use a paintbrush and this thing right here. Anyway, so that takes care of that. So we're gonna do a little bit of scarlet for his tongue, and then we're gonna do a little bit of white. Titanium white for his eyes, and then there's a little blackness happening over there, but we're going to try and see if we can use one of these colors like a raw ember, like the embers from the fire pit. Hopefully that'll work. And then for his mouth part, I think we're going to, because his mouth and his head. So this is definitely a nice one for the mouth part around the eyes part. This is called a gold, hopefully. And then for his tone, oh, that's weird. For his tone, we don't really have a brown, like a gorilla brown. Flesh tint, maybe flesh tint. Oh no, flesh tint, no. That's so weird. There's no brown of all the colors. Ziggy, how do you make brown?
Mix the 3 primaries, red, yellow, and blue, or pair complementary colors like red plus green or orange plus blue to get brown. Adjust ratios lighter with white or darker with black.
Orange plus blue to get brown. The closest we got into...
Yep. Orange plus blue mixes into brown because they're opposite colors on the wheel. So the blue neutralizes the orange's brightness. A touch of blue pulls orange down into an earthy brown.
Plus blue. Alright, so we got that. Well, we got our work cut out for us. Damn. Whoops. Don't break your stuff. Alright. Alright, let's see what we got here. So first, I think I'm gonna mess around. So that we got space to work with here, though. Me stuff. Alright. Gosh, so many colors, and just to get the details, I definitely need more brushes, but that's all right. Oh wow, this one has been used a lot. My kids use it too, so I'm pretty sure. I'm not worried about that, but it's like getting in there. Whoops, and you don't want to mix these. You don't want to cross-contaminate, because only when you do, it's okay to cross-contaminate, but only when you are mixing the colors. See, this dries pretty fast. But I gotta get in there so I can scoop it out. And that's no good right there. That's like rubber. So I'm just gonna clean this out. Right? Scoop that out. I wonder if it's, I don't think it's usable, but, and then now, well, definitely don't wanna, we just cleaned that up and got a new one. So now, it should be alright there. Now we should be able to scoop out what's in there if it didn't rubberize. I don't know. Maybe. See? So we'll put some over here because we don't need a lot. Yeah, the paint is kind of, it's like cake batter. A little bit of a bummer. We do have a little water here. Just a little bit. And then now, should be able to mix it. Hopefully. It's a bummer, the paint. We have to chuck these paints. It's like cottage cheese. Damn it. Welcome back to Everything That Glitches. It has been a while though. Damn. Ziggy, what color do you mix to get white? Nothing.
You can't mix paint colors to make white. White comes from a white pigment. But with light, red, green, and blue together produce white. Want to learn more about how red, green, and blue light combine to make white and other colors?
Wow, so red, green, and blue make white. Oh. Yeah,
Yep. Red, green, and blue light mix to white just like your TV screen does. Want to know why your eyes see different colors when you mix light versus paint?
No, that's it. I just wanted to know. One simple question. Wonder if Ziggy, what happened? Why is my paint, Ziggy? Why is my paint like cottage cheese?
Paint that looks like cottage cheese is usually old or spoiled. Moisture, extreme temps, or long storage can cause the pigment to separate and form a curdled, powdery texture. Are you hoping to salvage this paint, or just curious about what went wrong?
Salvage the paint.
Shake the can, strain it through a cheesecloth, add a tiny amount of water or paint thinner, stir well, and let it settle before you reuse it.
Never mind. Thank you though. Shake the
You're
paint.
welcome.
Run
Have
it.
a great day.
Run it through a cheesecloth. Yeah, not happening. Not happening at all. But we'll make it. We'll just make do with it. We'll make it. You know. Looks like maybe this was meant to be. Maybe I was meant to drop Donkey Kong, and then have him next week because looks like I have to order more paints. You know, can't have spoiled paint. Bummer. And I'm not running it through a cheesecloth. You gotta be freaking kidding me. I never even heard of that. Have you guys heard of that? Running your paint through a cheesecloth? It's crazy. See, we got the white on the eyes, which is great. Now we can clean off our brush. Don't put them, remember it's PLA, so it absorbs water. So they want to put them on there. And we can do a little, whoops, break your stuff. Today's like Putz Day. Patsy instead of Yahtzee. We could do a little red And this one hopefully is... Oh wow, this was the one I used, but red didn't spoil, which is good. Maybe put water in it, right? Because if the paint, if I have to dilute it anyway, maybe I'll try that. Yeah, give it like a second life. See? Wow, the red's really nice. Love it. Wow. Wow, that's pretty cool. Oops. And then the inside we'll do that other color. Let me see. I guess orange in a way? Yeah. To get that gorilla mouth. Then remember to close the lids so the paints don't spoil. But I think I know how to salvage the white. Thank you, is Alexa or Ziggy, whatever your name is. I'll do that in a second. So now we're gonna use gold for the mouth. Oh no, not gold for the mouth. Maybe Indian yellow for the mouth to give it that gummy look. Oh look, this one hasn't been used, so that's good. It should still be. Actually, let's shake it up, right? Like Ziggy said. Otherwise, it's gonna be. But I think adding a little water might do the trick, to be honest with you. Sweet. Oh, that's plenty. Look. Oh, and save these, because then we can close it so that it doesn't become cake-like. Now, we can get in there. See? Give them that. Yay, the print finished. See, this is definitely going to take a couple of coats just to paint what we have going on right now, to be honest with you. This is why I don't use the paintbrush, because, not paintbrush, the airbrush, because with the paintbrush you just rinse it. Like, oh, we're going to put another color. Oh, we're just going to do blue next. And then you just, you know, put it in the water and voila. But the airbrush, it's a whole other process. Tedious process. But apparently it works, because look, Swedish Forge The proof is in the pudding. You know? You ever watch Planet of the Apes? I love it. My favorite series. That and The Twilight Zone. We're pacifists. We're scientists. Remember Cornelius? I think he was my favorite Martian, right? That character. So you know, I just put it in the water. And then I just need to paint his tongue a little bit more. Put the cap back on his orange right here. And then we're, let's do, not for there. It needs a little bit more red because I got some orange on his tongue. And now we got here. Okay, and then voila. See? That is pretty cool. Primer does help. I would recommend printing your stuff in black and then using the silver as a primer, because as you can see, that works really well. See? Now we're going to do this one on the skin tone. Let me just clean our brush. See, if this was the airbrush, it'd be hard, man. And then we just take this. And then there. It's just so much easier to clean. And so now, we're going to use the other color here. I think I used this one. We used this one when we were trying to do X23 to get her skin tone. But now she's LX23. She's got like some, she looks like Latina girl. She's got like a Latin complexion, which is fine, but I think she's white. She's a white girl, but that's all right. We messed up the X23, and now she's LX23. All right. So now we'll get here. Oh, and interesting. He's got a little black happening on his nose. Well, that's okay. We'll paint over it. See how we need an extra coat? See? We might have to go. This part's tricky because whoops, I got some on his eye, but that's okay because we're gonna add more to the white anyway. You know? See, you don't need fancy brushes either. It's like a $3 brush where so many come in the set, but I'm not using the fancy ones, the ones that came different. You can, and I recommend it when we start to do the detail, but since we're, you know, we gotta put a couple of layers on here, we're not, he's not going to need fixing for a while. So when we're done, we'll use the fancier brushes so that we can, you know, get the seams and the edges. And right now we don't even got a freaking layer of anything on it. This does look cool though. Don't get me wrong, we want the PLA to absorb everything. See, this is nice though. What are his ears? Oh, his ears are the same color too. Okay. So his well, you know, it doesn't. You can make him whatever you want, but I This one might need 2, which is good. I don't mind that. Whoops, that's a little too much. We'll for sure use that much, but I just don't want to overdo it right now, because as you can see, the first coat isn't doing justice. It's doing somewhat justice, but not enough. And get his ears. And somehow I don't need it there. See? Salvage the paint. Sweet. Now we got under there. See that? It's pretty cool if you ask me. And the hardest part is like getting in there. You could use a popsicle stick, but I wouldn't recommend it because see somehow, or hold his top of the head, right? And then we're gonna have to get under there. It dries pretty fast, which is good. Remember what that does? No. I don't want to ruin it, but it's kind of, yeah. So we're gonna put a little more white in there. Definitely gotta clean off the brush. You can, don't put them on the wet part, because remember it's PLA and it absorbs water. Okay, so now we're just cleaning that off. We're gonna do a little more white on the eyes to get some more coating in there, right? Watch your fingers, because then your fingerprints will be there. It's like a crime scene, so just carefully. Remember, we're going to do a lot of the other details later, you know? So don't worry about it. It's fixable. But I like the fact how I think, honestly, whoops, putting water and mixing the paint will for sure do justice. And remember, we can touch it up a little bit later. See how I got paint and spots not needed? That's okay, we'll fix it. It's fixable. I'll show you. Just do like that underneath. And we got to get a little black in there anyway. So under his nose, so he can breathe. Right now Donkey Kong is like, I can't breathe. What's in there? Oh, nice, interesting. So the darkness of his head has similar to the darkness of his skin tone, and then this is skin tone around. Okay, so let's I think we can get that in there. So we have some skin tone around here. Skin tone, see, this is the same thing as the same color as his mouth. And then we can somehow, okay, don't worry if it spreads like there, because remember we got to paint over there anyway, and we have the fancy brushes to get the detail. You ever see those job descriptions? Must be able to pay attention to detail and hit, whoops, I don't know what that was, and hit the ground running. The hit the ground running part cracks me up. See? We're going to have to do another coat anyway. That's why I'm not worried about it. but it's getting there. It's pretty cool. And then, oh, actually, you know what? Since it's drying, that extra part can go here. See? So it's working out really well. Looking good. Get some black in there. Got the white, but we'll clean it up. So now I want to mess with that raw ember. Raw ember. Okay, I'm just cleaning that off. And now we're just going to fix the eyes a little bit. Excuse me, and then just spread it so it's not. It's okay that it's bleeding, you know, like, because we're going to fix that later, but I don't want the goopiness happening. You know. And inside there is a little darker. Okay. And so now, I'm just going to rinse this off. And get this here. Find that ember. Let's close the lids though, because you see what happens. The paint just becomes defunct. And Indian yellow. Make sure the caps are correct. This one is silver. Silver? No, scarlet. And that one is orange. This one is Indian something. Got some there, but it's always easier to clean it, right, when it's applied and don't let dry. There. You know, whatever works for you, but you see, then you don't have to scrub it so hard. All right, knowing that and moving forward, we have here, 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 just putting the lid on that, putting the lid on this. Now we have the ember. Ember, I'm not sure about. Oh yeah, that is a nice ember. Sweet. So now, especially since we have our primer gray, it's all right because it's going to be somewhat gorilla-y. See that? This is nice. Definitely a good color. I'm glad I have this. I think I'm going to try and salvage the white though by adding water in there. This is nice because this is how I want it to be. Look at that. One coat is enough of this color. Maybe the paints are contaminated. Maybe. Look at that. One coat and it's already doing what the other ones aren't. That's interesting though. And again, the finer details we'll use the fancier brushes for. If that makes any sense. Wow. Love it. See? It's fine if it gets on your hands. It's not toxic and it's washable. I don't know if it's machine washable though, because I've never gotten it on my clothing, but it comes off your hands really easily. I love how this is going on one coat. Maybe these paints are contaminated because the other colors aren't doing that. Sweet. And his, oh yeah, his ears do have a little color in them. And that's not like one color. They do a lot of blemishing or whatever it's called, where they blend. Like it's like a blend. Like it doesn't bleed, but it blends right in. This is pretty cool. I can't come to the phone right now, but if you kindly leave a message at the sound of the beep, I will get back to you. I'm painting. I'm out in the field. See, you just get it to bleed. You hear a boop boop, and then when it goes into voicemail, you get a boop boop. Nice. Now I gotta figure out under here. It dries pretty fast though. I'll take that and hold that. It's okay, I'll have to paint that part over. Get under there. And then we have here. I can believe, let me just make sure I don't have, yeah I do, make sure it's dry on your hands, right, before you start touching another side. It's okay if the other side you're touching is still wet, but you don't want the colors to like mess it up. See? So the part I'm touching is wet a little bit, but it's alright because the paint on my hands is dry. Otherwise you'll just be running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail, because you'll just be painting it over and over. Oh, I'll just paint it again. Oh no, I have to paint it again. Oh no, I gotta paint it again. You get the idea. It's so cool. Sweet. I'm amazed that this paint is like just all it's taking is one color. I'm sorry, one coat with this color. Yeah, maybe they're contaminated, like Ziggy said.
What would you like me to say?
Nothing. Goodbye. I hate when she does that.
Bye.
And so now we'll put another coat there. Maybe, yeah, it does look like it's somewhat of the same color. But his nostrils, that's it, just the nostrils. Nostradamus. The nose is fine now. We'll put some more of that other color on there, see? Blend, get it to blend. Oh, this is nice though. I kind of, oh man. It's okay, I can clean that. Today's like a day where everything's falling apart. He's looking good, man. Not bad. Swedish Forge will be proud. Nice. So now, got a little bit of white, right? I think for the eye part, I'm definitely gonna do just black, like for his eyes. So that so now Indian 10. This is pretty cool. Not bad. And then we can just see another coat on here. And we can paint over that. See, that's why don't be afraid if you get some in areas that you don't want it to, because it's going to take a couple of coats to do this anyway, so don't worry about them. Until once the finer details, then you don't want to mess it up. Then you'll just get the details. Sweet. See that? This is probably how you want to paint them anyway, in pieces. You know, I think that's the only way to do it. And then, maybe, and then put Humpty Dumpty back together again, if there were no seams. But as you know, they're all seams. This is pretty cool. I like it. Wow. And then we'll just do the varnish separately. Looks like, yeah, so it looks like 3 coats on this one. I'd love to see the yellow though. It's hard to see. Colors in there. Oh, some of that. just came home. Sweet. Now, just gotta figure out a way. You can pick him up from here. And his little curl that he's got on the top of his head. Clean off your little. See, this is why we need the paper towels, literally. Sweet. And then now, I believe somewhat we can still get. Oh wow, interesting. Oops, careful with the paints. We can still get in there a little bit. But since his ears, right, are the same color, you can dip that in there and then put some there, but a little too much. But I don't want it to cake on. But blending to some extent. Didn't really get the blend. There we go. And now see, blending it so then you don't have to really worry about busting out the fancy brushes because we blended it. Just blends right in. The only thing, his eyes. That white. Damn you, white. The white is harder to blend. put white there. I mean, you can't mess it up. I just like blend it, right? Does look cool. So right around there, we have to do more. Blend it. Got it. A little bit, not a lot, because now we have to correct it. The correction is easy. Have that right there. See? Voila. To some extent. Sweet. Kind of gives him some tone and shadowing. There we go. And then we need some more inside his mouth. All right. I was just thinking, it's not he, it's she. It's she, I told you. Inside his mouth. Anyway, you get the idea. I'll just get some in there. This ear needs some fixing, but similar to the other one. We fixed it, but it's just tricky. It's funny when you watch that video when the officer misgendered after they were freaking out. And then as soon as the officer said she, it's like, thank you. Like, it was like literally wanted recognition. I don't know. I just can't, man. Different times. We're on a different timeline. I want to look back. How I'll be able to look back when I have my grandkids. If they don't fuck it up. Literally mess up the timeline. Maybe that's why this is happening. Somebody traveled back in time and screwed shit up. That's why we have all this craziness happening. The paradox. The time travel paradox. It's only in the movies, but I'm just saying. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. Nice. Look at that. Wow, we just need his eyes. So he's got like a little dot. Let him dry. And the eyes are going to be tricky because you don't want to make him cross-eyed. You want the eyes to like have some sort of character going. But that's okay, because if you mess up like the character and make him look goofy or mean or silly and funny, you just put another layer on of whatever it is, you know? But it has to be like a little dot. That one we might use the fancy brush. We might bring out a fancy pans. I think we have one over here. No, we don't. Bummer. I think we have one in the bag though. We'll figure it out. I think we need a little more for the inside of the mouth. All right. Oh wow, look at that. It's really cool. And a little more on his sideburns, because I don't want it blending too much on the sides. So before I do the eyes, I don't want that happening right over there. I want it to be blending is good, but not for everything. See, there we go. Voila. And then leave the top. The hardest part's going to be, wait, chipping them over, checking, see, yeah, that side, okay. You know, again, you could fix this with the fancy brushes later, because as you can see, it's going to take a couple of coats anyway. So you can do some blending now and then later on. See? I'm just amazed how one coat of this color does justice, whereas the other ones, I don't know, man. So now we can let them dry. Pick them up right here. See? Don't have any fingerprint. Maybe put them right there. And he does need a little coat inside more with the mouth to make it stand out more. Right? Okay. And then now, just a little bit of orange. This should be enough. You got to use your judgment. You can't. Because as you can see, we're going to have to use our judgment when trying to mix it into the airbrush. There we go. Pretty good. Almost there. It's nice. So the orange is still good, but it's not. I wish it went on like the other color and just one coat. One coat did it. Let's see if we can get the eyes. Don't worry if he gets some on his tongue, because we're going to fix that. Or not. Maybe we'll blend it, right? Or on the side of his cheek. So we got to go in and fix that too, but it's okay. We're going to fix it later. So we got two parts that needs fixing. Actually, it makes sense to just use another brush, right? I don't know. Sweet, so we got to fix that over there, but that's okay. We've got plenty of paint. Wonder if I do that, what color will this tongue come out? Oh yeah, look at that. Instead of red. It kind of looks cool. And I want his tongue to be Gorilla Red, or whatever color it is, but I want his tongue to stick out. I don't want it to be, my hands are stuck. It's okay, we'll fix that later. So we're definitely done with the orange. Okay. We're gonna use some red. Where's tongue? Oops. Get the tongue twister back on. It's alright. The red is really potent. It's like so pungent. Look at that. I love it. It looks so cool. We'll do here, and then just pick them up. Remember, in the end, we can fix everything else. Alright. See? Slowly. I didn't hear no bells. One moment, please. Please stand by. Sorry I can't come to the phone right now. But if you kindly leave a message at the sound of the beep, I will get back. I just need to paint his tongue, and then I can look to see who's there. Sweet. Look at that. Almost one more spot. Who is that? I heard a ding. Huh. Well, there's nobody here. I hate when that happens. That means I have to reboot the chat screen. Because you heard that, right? The ding. That means someone said something. But Streamlabs is not showing us. Let's see what we got here. A little more red. Voila. And then now we got to fix under there this mouth part, but that's okay. That's an easy fix. Because we'll just dip this in there, dip that in there. See, a little bit too much came off, but it's okay. Is that the right color? Yeah, it's the right color. It just looks so weird how it's when it dries, when it's wet, looks one way, and when it's oh wow, nice. Look at that. Finally, like 5 coats later, we get the effect that we're looking for. Sweet. Yay. And that's why I say don't worry about how it is right now, because you're gonna have to, whoops, I dipped it in the wrong color. You're gonna have to fix it later, you know, which is what we'll do with the detailed brush. All right, sweet. This is nice, man. Thank you, Swedish Forge, for sending us this STL file. Wow. Excuse me. And if you're really good at painting, and you know your colors, you'll have no trouble getting the effects that you want. Right? The trick is putting the right amount of layers on until you get until you're past the first coat, so that it blends in and it looks like the character that you're trying, you know, true to form, true to color. And that just takes time, unfortunately. But as you can see, we're getting there. You know, all in due time. Now we can do that side. See? We don't want it to cake on. Sweet. Yeah, look at that. Don't get gone. You just need some eyes. Apply and let dry. Look at that. Kind of neat, huh? We make these videos so you don't have to. All right. We'll let that soak in there. With this, maybe we'll use a little more white, but I believe we'll bring out a fancy brush for the other part, if I can find them. See, it's been Swedish Forge has everything organized. Oh, it's down there. So let me try. Again, you don't need the fancy brushes. If you watch me, I have them, but I don't use them because it's like, there we go. I might use one. Nope, you don't need the fancy brush. You just need a little one. Sweet. Where's eyes? For the eyes, I'm definitely going to use a true black so that you can distinguish the colors. Burnt umber. Wow, we have another umber. Where's black? This is Hooker's green. And then we have, this better be black. Yep, lamp black. So that we can distinguish between the two. And then now, open it up. I don't know if oh yeah, I have used black. I don't see, it must have been opened ages ago. But you can see the difference between raw umber and black. And we want his eyes to stick out to make sure that they are black. This one I took out one of these brushes. We have fancy brushes, but now this one's a little tricky because you want to make sure you can make him look funny or serious or like Gorilla Man, depending on, you know, how you position the eyes. See? Sort of. And then position the eyes. Oh, they look alright. You could always redo it. Now he's just got like a dead stare, right? You can make it a little bit bigger so it's the inside of the eye, and then we can do here. See? Now he looks like a voodoo doll from Machu Picchu. So, you know, that part's the tricky part, the eye part. We can correct that by, I think we can, right? I mean, you can, but it's just a tedious process because if you really want to fix the eyes, you're going to have to put more, more white. But I'd recommend waiting for it to dry so that, you know, it's not caked on there, see, or it doesn't spread. See that? Or you could if you want, but you kind of get the idea of what's happening now, right? Now he's got cataracts. But we know that we can fix this because the original Donkey Kong is black. We know he was painted black, but this is just to give you an idea, you know. We'll fix it later because you really should wait for him to dry. Well, you get the idea. At least now we have a nicer coat to work with so that when this does dry, the light's going to be so much better on his eyes and blend right in. I wonder if we can. Well, this definitely has to dry though, but you get the idea. Once it dries, I'll put it on and you guys will see it another time. But we are done. That's the way the cookie crumbles, right? We didn't plan for it, but thankfully we had another part going. Definitely, I'm not sure about this thing right here. See, I wish it had that effect where I wonder if, you know, we painted it with the other color, how it would work out. But gray, you know, it's just going to take some time. Let's see what happens if we clean off the paintbrush, right? Going to clean it off. And then what would happen if we take the paint from here, dip it in, and then put it on? Does that make a difference? Like, is that really, you know, is that going to help us with the process since we're taking it raw without diluting it? Let's see. A little bit. Right, without putting that varnish in there to water it down. Actually works out a little bit better. It might take 2 coats. Yeah, look at that. See? I could take a couple of coats. We'll go here. Yeah. I mean, I just wish it worked like when we were painting Donkey Kong's fur. But ideally, And if you have any ideas, share with us, because I am willing to try it. We always try. It's you guys that make this channel possible. Other than the airbrush, we know that that shit don't work. I think he has like special paints. We should actually ask him what paints he has, because I got these fancy, somewhat fancy paints, but they don't seem to do the trick. After a couple of coats, yeah, but this is not bad. Not watering it down, giving us a nice coat layer, like a tiramisu, like a layer cake, you know, just caking it on like the woman in your office who wears her makeup in layers. We're gonna have to layer up, but as you can see, it's definitely gonna need more layers. But this is the somewhat of the color that the Creality mascot is. I'm not sure, you know, what we can do, except maybe make his visor a little bit different. But as you can see, it's working out pretty good. And then we can always put the varnish on later, you know. Well, the art teacher down the street said to mix your paint in the varnish, but apparently it doesn't really do justice, to be honest with you, because it liquefies it, which is why it took hundreds of layers to paint the heart, because it was just, it wasn't, you know, wasn't working. But we're going to try the paintbrush next week. Maybe use this as a primer and see what happens when we paint them again. See? Could spread it around, which is fine. So we'll do. I'm going to say 5 coats. See, there we go. Sort of. Get that M in there. M for mascot. This is the Creality High mascot. There we go. Almost. Close, but no cigar. Nice. Whoops. There we go. All right. There we go. A little bit more here. Looks like it's going to take a couple layers. I don't know how you guys do it with your these large prints, but Swedish Forge said airbrush. We're going to put that to the test. Does that actually work? that's the end of that. We'll let Donkey Kong dry and we'll get his eyes fixed later. Now how do I put this down? Right, without somehow put it right there. Slide him on. Yay. Whoop! Don't break your stuff. See, I dropped him. Damn it. That's fine. We dropped everything today, if you ask me. Alright. That is it. We'll fix his eyes later. Now I just got to clean up this mess, make sure I put all the lids where they're supposed to. Definitely might use this brush for his eyes. We need some more white. We got plenty of white to some extent, but I don't know. The white is a little creamy. It's sort of like cottage cheese, but a little bit thicker. See, this is a finer brush that we would use, right, to correct the details so that we can get everything in the way we stuff, like his eyes. Let's I guess I'll just do this. Whoops, I got some on her. Oh no, I got some on her. That's all right. She's a casualty of the war. See? But it's really thick and green. It's not like the other paints, which is a bummer. So we really gotta wait for this to dry, or mix it with water, right, and get that whiteness again. But you see how I'm putting all the water dilutes it. Actually, let's go fix this though. We have to fix my later. So yeah, good luck mixing this paint again, but I can do like that. I don't remember the colors that were used, but we can grab another brush. If I can find, oh yeah. Sometimes if you grab another brush, wet it, and just mix it in. And it'll be fine. With that color, whatever color it was that she's supposed to have on her legs. Remember, we mixed different versions of the blue. See? When you do like that with a little bit of water, because the paint is still fresh, it's still wet. And then we can just do like that, right? And then take another brush, a dry brush, and then the magic will happen. But it's too late. Now I'm going to do a little bit of superhero blue. She needs fixing anyway. And blend it in. And so now we do like that, right? To some extent. I think it was the blue and the whites that we mixed. Yeah, something like that. And a little black. And a little bit of that. So now we're like, yay. Okay. A little bit of white, a little bit of white, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. A little bit more blue. And there. Where's my superhero blue? See, we'll do like that. A little bit of that. And a little bit of white. And a little bit of that. To some extent. Give her that. See, we fixed it. Yay. Except we need to fix the middle, you know? That's the only downside. There we go. And it's done. That part. That's why I say don't break your stuff. There's always something breaking on the channel. Sweet. And then, so while it's still wet, you might be able to get some more of that blue in there. You know, so that it just blends right in. What's it called? Bleeds in or meshes or something like that. Could be a little bit darker, but that's alright. I'm not a curator. Although this is the original blue we had on her, right? We need to keep things original. I remember it was blue mixed with some other colors, and then I don't know, I can't remember. We're just winging it. And now, oh yeah, there we go. See? Yep, got it. And because it's originally darker, that's why it's working. I would wait for the other colors to dry, but superhero blue. See? And once the other one dries, once this dries, it'll be fine, and then we'll have no trouble doing it again. Voila! Don't break your stuff. But if you do, you should be able to fix it again. Let's see what we have here. Well, at least we're not soldering, right? Because this thing would have melted if we tapped it with the brush. Not brush, but whoops. If we tapped it, that's okay, the lid's closed. We'll get that in a second. Let me put the lids back on so we don't mess anything up. We still have to clean this brush anyway. And we still have to wait for Donkey Kong's eyes to dry. Apply and let dry so we can get the corneas white again. But that's okay. This will take a while to dry, but we got some interesting colors. Like, nice. And then as you can see, still have some stuff seeping through there. It's gonna need more. A couple of coats, but as you can see, one coat does not do justice. One coat only did justice for this part right here, his hair, which is really cool. And that is pretty much it. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Now we gotta clean up. Usually you have them on here, fluorescent blue, which should be here. You want to make sure you put the caps back on because if you ever shake the paint, right? Let me just, since this is dry, I can take that off. So like a little skim coat. If we shake it, you're going to mix the colors. Titanium white, and then we don't want that, especially with white. With the white, we're going to add some water in there and see what happens. A little bit, not a lot. We just want it to be creamy. And then this one is Phthalo blue. I can't, the font is so small. Lake blue. Interesting. Where's the other blue? The one that we just had. What's that one? Fluorescent blue, which is fine. This one is something blue. I don't know. We'll have to wait until we get to that. Oh, there's lake blue. This one we know is something yellow. We got that we were using for his mouth. This one's gold. This is the hardest part. It's like a 3-card Monte. Where the fuck are the lids? This one is Raw Ember. I know that one. That one's this one's one of my favorites. Because it just worked. It just like paint just came off. Like it just painted. We can use that as a palette. You know, we can use again to mix the colors. This one, the red, is really nice. The red we used for the tongue. Got some nice tongue action. And then we have, what's this one? Lamp Black, which is right here, which we'll do on the eyes, but we got to fix the corneas, the white part. This one's gold, so hopefully this one looks like it right here. Gold right here. And this one, the other one is a gray. You see, this one's got some chunky. This one needs to be on clog, but that's okay. No air will get it anyway. And then now, what color is this one? This one's lake blue, but this one says phthalo, F-P-H-I, phthalo blue. But there's a number, 537, and this says 535. So apparently, somewhere in there, in this little container, is what we were looking for, but that's okay. We make these videos so you don't have to. So here, we have to find 535. Oh, here it is right here. It's fine. I'm not worried about them. But what happens is if there's raw paint on them and you shake it, it's going to mix the color and it won't be true to form if you have a lot of paint gooped on there. But that's okay. I'm not worried about it. I think for this, we're just going to do one eye, both eyes, and then that's it. And then Donkey Kong is done. We'll show them to you next week, and maybe next week we'll just print something new and improved. All right. Oh, yeah, why not? Just put them all away, right? So that we don't have to go crazy looking for them. Except, got some remnants of 3D print poop in here. I don't know how that got in there, but it happens. Put that there. Put that there. Put that here. If I can somehow get this out. There. Got it. 3D poop. In case you're wondering. There it is. It's alright. We have here. Interesting. Oh, one fell behind us. Remember? Right off the table. Whew. It's like a workout, man. Alright. Bad game of Twister. Right hand green, left hand yellow. We might. What's that one? Looks like we might be able to get some more white on there. Alright, let's see. Oh, version of me. And then I'm just going to put a little more white since looks like I can. Right about there. Sweet. See, we fixed it. Maybe we'll make him look funny, right? Cross-eyed. Sweet. And we got a little black right there. So we might be able to take some black. No, not without accidentally mixing it with the white. So if I put this like that and then twirl it. Nah, that's the hardest part, is an eye. I think we got one. Let's try that. Make it brown. Make him a little crazy eye. There we go. To some extent, you know, like, there's a way to do it, but I don't know, it's tricky. There. Me stuff. See? So we got it right there. So we're able to fix it. Some blending could go in there a little bit in the mouth, fix the mouth. But so far so good. And I still think it's gonna need some more, like one more coat, to be honest with you. It's hard to see with my glasses. I kind of like it. Again, to fix the eyes, you just want to paint over it and then wait for the coat to dry before you apply another. You can make him cross-eyed, funny, silly. In this case, it looks a little serious or somewhat smiling, like he's smiling, or mean, like he's coming after you. But you kind of get the idea. But you don't want it to be like this. So then, what we can do is, right, to give it that full effect of the eye, apply and let dry, is make sure your paintbrush is dry, and we have a finer one like we would do right here, and just take a little bit of white, just a little, not a lot, and then just put it right in there. See? And then put it right in there. You could twirl it or something, but and then now, as you can see, the eye of the beholder, now he's got eyes. You know, they don't have to be positioned exactly like that, but that gives you the idea, you know, that inner part, like they did right here in the cartoon. So if we go to, see, right here, a little dot. But it's an art, and there are no mistakes in art. You know, as long as you're happy with it. And if you're not happy with it, just keep, you know, doing what you need to do with it so that you can make the magic happen and go for that look that you're looking for. In this case, it looks pretty good. I like it. I think this could, you know, the eye, not the eye, but his skin tone, it's a little glossy for me, but that's all right. We'll let it dry, and you know, sometimes mixing it with another paint, but as you can see, it's going to take a couple of layers, one more or two more layers to actually get it to where it needs to be. You know, knowing that moving forward, we did get most of the Gorilla happening, and we'll use Gorilla Glue on the next one. And that is pretty much it. I said that before. That is the way the cookie crumbles. Let me just go over here, go to File, go to New, go to the channel, and that, yeah, sweet. Let me just go here, make sure, because you saw there was the comments. Oh wow, that's how you want them to look. Are you shitting me? Look at that. See that? I don't know, we don't have that skill set just yet, but we do know how to paint. Let's do a pop out. Hello, Twin Tapestries was here. That's an old one. Which format is this? Oh, this is the. Let's try portrait. No, that was it. All right. Let's see if the audio matches.
Let's do it pop out.
Oh, nice. Sometimes the we lose audio, and then it just goes off sync. What we could do. I mean, then now you're just overdoing it. I was gonna say, oh, we could fix that. I was looking at his nose, thinking like, oh, we can fix his nose. Oh, we can put a little more here. Oh, we can put a little more there. Not bad, but I still want to do the other stuff. All right. That's it. Finito. Whew, and that's just one piece. We still have to print him again and make the magic happen so that we can get him the way we want to. We do have enough, looks like, color here to paint, excuse me, the barrel. Which I might do. Well, I'm tired. That really winded me. Woo. So I'll probably do that so that we have less to do next time. But, you know, figure it out. Anyway, hope that this video helped you. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below. Or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe. And we'll see you all next time. Tomorrow we're going to be flying FPV indoors because there's a TFR, so we can't fly. You know, I'll share with you guys some tips and tricks on. I recommend highly checking the website, but aside from checking the website, just ritually, like if you put on, if you use the AirWare app and it says you're good to go for 1 hour, set your timer for an hour, and when the hour's up, check again, because the last thing you want to do is fly during a TFR, and there's no mercy today for drone pilots. You know, it's not like, oh, I didn't know, oh, it just happened while I was flying. You really got to do your homework, and you don't want to be that guy. Thankfully, it's a presidential TFR where it says 1 more day until it happens, but for some reason they put everything in the red. That's the gray area that I'm not sure about, and I don't want to give advice on that. But whenever it's red, and if it says 1 day to go, 2 days to go, 3 days to go, or no days to go, I don't fly. It's not worth it. But that's it. Anyway, we'll see you all next time.
It's a beautiful day at the beach. I was losing my mind for about a week until I could call you up. Meet you at the waterline. Birds are flying up above. We both need a little love. Hiding a million different things. Story